right, take a look at this. Cyndi Lauper back to my co-host. Very excited. Today we're doing a New Year's attitude intervention for anyone already struggling to try to keep your resolutions. I've already broken all my resolutions, so we've got some great advice for people to do that. We're also revealing the top 3 ways to make more money, find love, and unlock the secrets of happiness. Yeah, a lot involved there. Also, a good friend of mine, Andrew Reynolds, the star of The New Normal, and also he's a star of Girls, is also here. Let's get started in the first 15. How you been?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I have to fix I can't say I'm bad because the attitude adjustment.
Yes, I know.
But I'm doing great. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm sort of a catastrophist, so I always plan for the worst. I like to anticipate the worst possible things that could happen so I can plan for them.
Well, if that works for you.
It does sort of work for me. Are you a very optimistic?
No, I believe that if you're feeling miserable, you have to allow yourself a little time to wallow in your misery, and then you did it. Now you gotta move on.
Yeah.
You know?
I get a little annoyed about all this sort of, some of the books like finding happiness, as if like we're all supposed to be happy all the time. It's natural to have some ebbs and flows, I think.
Yeah, but
the rainbow comes and goes, as my mom often says.
I think that honestly, you choose, you know. Like, and you have to always remember, the one thing that always happens for us is change. Mm-hmm. So, you know, if you're in the contrast situation where you know what you don't want, that you understand the contrast of what you do want. Yeah. And that, you know, you're the driver. Well,
I always found when, like, especially when you first graduate school and you're trying to figure out what to do with your life, and it's that horrible time where you don't really know what you want to do, figuring out what you don't want to do. If you can't figure out what you do want to do, figuring out what you don't want to do is the next best thing.
Oh.
And that's for me. That's the way I always looked at it. I don't know. I still don't know what I want to do, clearly. So.
What do you mean?
I don't know what I want to do. I like to do a lot of different stuff.
Oh, me too.
So,
we do a lot of different stuff. You watch my show, you'll see.
Yeah, I know. Me and Cyndi, we're very similar. So there's a story that's such a weird thing, and just it's kind of sad and sick. And you know, there was this, I guess, some photo of Justin Bieber holding what, you know, to some people looked like perhaps some illegal cigarette or marijuana or something. Nobody knows really what was in it. I don't really care. But there is this thing online that I guess it started on 4chan, which is, I guess, like a social network site. And somebody decided that it'd be funny to try to encourage people to cut themselves, young people to cut themselves, saying that they were going to start this online campaign of people cutting themselves in order to get Bieber to stop doing this.
Yeah, but you don't even know what he's doing.
You have no idea what he's doing.
Suppose it was a cigarette, a hand-rolled cigarette, because you don't want lighter fluid.
Who knows? I mean, also, this is a guy who's been in a bubble for, you know, he's a kid, so he's probably going to do...
He's 18. Well,
okay, he's 18. He's going to do some stupid stuff. He's been under a microscope for how many years? He's no doubt going to do some stupid stuff and get caught from time to time. Let's just hope he, you know, keeps on the right path. Anyway, some people online thought it'd be funny to start a hashtag saying "Cut for Bieber," encouraging people, and this quickly amassed a lot of photos of young people who claim to have cut their forearms or slashed their wrists in order to get Justin Bieber to change his ways.
Oh, boy.
Some of it is fake, some of it may not be. It's not clear, but it's basically a sick joke targeted at kids, and it's understandably got a lot of people very upset.
Well, yeah.
So it's just something parents should be aware about, and it's disturbing. But it's amazing how quickly kind of false stories or rumors get started. I got, yesterday, I got inundated with calls from people about some story about me that was going around, and I don't even know where it started, but it was on some online publication that said I'd been approached by Playgirl and offered to pose nude for Playgirl magazine. Now, yeah, I know. Well, thank you.
So how much did they offer you?
There was no in this one. There was no monetary thing. Oh. But what's funny about this is I remember about 10 or 15 years ago, there was also the exact same story circulated that I was offered a bunch of money to pose for Playgirl. Wasn't true then. It's not true now. What these people do at these magazines is they pretend to. They basically put out some sort of announcement or give an interview saying they've offered you all this money to do this, when in fact there is no one actually calls you up and offers you this. It's all just for them to get publicity for their magazine.
I understand.
As you well know.
So when are you doing it?
So yeah. We had the photo shoot yesterday. I felt, you know, I felt really free and comfortable in front of the photographer. They just made me feel good. No, in truth, no one wants to see my pale little skinny chicken legs sprawled out on some shag carpet. Believe you. But then also there was a story, I guess in the National Enquirer. It was a sign, I was amazed the first time I was actually in the National Enquirer, and this happened a couple years ago. Yeah, I was like, why would anyone care about anything I'm doing?
Elvis and Hitler on the moon. That
was yes. Well, I've now joined the ranks of Elvis and Hitler, I guess.
I don't know that.
But anyway, so the National Enquirer now has a story which has also been picked up that I am terrified that I'm going blind, and that there was this big story saying that I fear I could lose my sight permanently.
Wow.
And anyway, it's not true.
A bummer.
I had an incident. Yeah, I know. Anyway, but it's amazing to me how this stuff gets started. This is I did go blind for briefly in Portugal on a shoot. I got blinded. My eyeballs got burned by the sun.
You didn't wear sunglasses.
I did not wear.
You have such light skin. And
I know, but I've never worn sunglasses my entire life. I don't like. It makes me feel distant from people. I don't like the way it makes me feel.
Yeah, well, you're not dealing with people. You're dealing with the sun.
Well, I know, but.
All right, I'm sorry.
No, that's true. Well, look, I was on the water. I was on the water for like 2 hours. I was shooting a story. It was for 60 minutes on jet skis. I mean, I've been on the water my entire life. I've never had a problem. It was the glare, UV light bouncing off the water, burned my eyeballs. I didn't know you could burn your eyeballs.
Yeah, but you know, the sun is very different from what it used to be because our ozone layer is thinner and thinner and thinner. And
you think the sun is brighter now?
Yeah, harsher.
Really?
Much harsher. Yes.
Anyway, you should wear sunglasses, and I've now started to wear sunglasses.
And sunscreen.
And sunscreen, but I'm not worried about going blind. Okay, another great piece of video which occurred. You know, when you're a reporter, you're doing live shots, a lot of weird and wacky things can happen. Watch what happens to this woman, this reporter, and this is her cameraman, by the way, who does this to her. Take a look.
Oh, wow.
I worked in practice. Like, how did he get to... I'm okay.
Watch, look. Look at
Why
this.
did he do that?
I worked in practice. Like, how did he get to...
I mean,
I'm okay.
and I love how she's yelling, and I'm okay. I'm okay. She's okay. Apparently she's fine. But like, why? I don't get what her cameraman was thinking. That the cameraman was the guy running with the ball.
Just fed up.
Just fed up.
Maybe it's just the camera was killing him.
You don't want to piss off the cameraman. Now there is a smell around here. I understand you are on some sort of a new.
Oh, I want to eat healthy.
You want to eat healthy. So that was one of my resolutions.
Really?
I have a fantasy about being vegan, though I don't think I could really stick to it.
You know, you can.
Yeah?
But no, not with this. This is really tasty.
But we brought some.
have some.
I'm told this is what you're eating, and I gotta say, it smells disgusting.
What do you mean?
I mean, what
No,
is
it
it?
doesn't.
Well, I don't know. It's very.
It's borscht.
It's
Where's your
borscht.
family from?
New York. I've never had borscht, though.
Well, you're from New York. You should have some.
Borscht is beets, which I had my first beet like 2 or 3 years ago.
It's also cabbage, which is good for you. Oh, come
Yeah.
on. Just forget about what it isn't.
Have you all had borscht? Yeah.
It's cold, but it's not bad.
It's actually good.
See?
Oh, yeah. I would have that.
See?
And that's good for you?
Yeah.
So you eat this a lot?
Not a lot. I try not to eat everything all the time because you just become allergic to it. You got to have this one day and something else another day.
See, I eat the same thing every day, every meal.
That's not good for you.
I know,
You're going to be
so I'm told.
allergic to the food you eat every day, every day, every day.
Thank you, Dr. Cindy.
I know, I'm just
No,
saying.
you're right. I know, it's
No,
true.
because I
No, I know, you're right. We had Dr. Ian Smith on the program yesterday, and he said absolutely don't do that. But I like this. So it's borscht.
A new thing.
You've opened my eyes.
Yes, see?
Thank you, Cyndi Lauper. We'll be right back. More of the First 15. It's actually good. Cyndi Lauper is my co-host. I'm very excited that Cindy's here. So I'm obsessed with travel because I travel so much. You know, I'm always bothered by people on how people behave on airplanes. Lately, I've been seeing online a whole bunch of people's photographs on things they've seen on the subway. Now, I don't think all of these are true. I think some of these are set up, in particular this first one. But these are things that people have photographed happening on the subway. So take a look at the first one. Now that I don't believe.
Really?
I don't believe that.
She was late. She had to like make some food.
There's no way that's real.
Well, she's going to her cooking class and she forgot to chop the onion.
I mean, I love the idea. Let's take a look at the next one. This is someone who brought, this is like overseas in the Netherlands, someone who brought their smart car onto the subway. That's the actual car.
I wonder how he got it.
How do you get it down the stairs? Yeah, I find that hard to believe. This is another one, someone, I think also overseas, setting up their hammock.
No, that I
Oh, that's San Francisco?
Yeah.
That I could see as possible.
Right, you could do that.
Yeah.
Like, suppose you don't have a seat and you could just get a hammock.
Yeah, I think he's been, you know, smoking some of that Bieber stuff. Let's take a look at the last one. This is my favorite. Yeah. Now.
But they have a leopard seat, so that was style.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he's way too comfortable.
Well, I also, of course, the joke is, you know, is that a beer bottle in his hand or is he just happy to be there? But, yeah. And I could actually believe that. I think that's possible.
Oh, come on.
It's funny this, you see, because it says there's video, like you're being watched.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, like closed circuit surveillance. Well,
Wow.
maybe.
Isn't
We'll see.
it chilly? It's just...
So how do you like, you have a reality show, still
Yes, I
so
do.
unusual. How do you like being on a reality show?
Well, I wanted to do a comedy like I Love Lucy, and then I was friends with some of the people at Mark Burnett's production,
Right.
and they looked at me and said, "Your life is like I Love Lucy," and I said, "Okay, then we might as well just film that."
Is it weird having the cameras around all the time?
Well, you got to understand, I live my life in public anyway. I was doing a lot of important things this year that, you know, you don't always do in your life. You know, I put that book out, that's in there. I'm writing music for a musical on Broadway called Kinky Boots, that's on the show.
Right. Oh, wait, is that based on the movie Kinky Boots?
Yeah.
I love that movie. Kinky Boots, if you haven't seen this movie, Kinky Boots, it's a British movie.
It's a real story about real people.
Yeah, it's about like a factory that's trying to save the jobs of the people who work at the shoe company. And they come up, the idea is they end up making these kinky boots, like these like sort of weird fetish boots. And it's
found a niche market.
Right, and it's
undeserved niche market.
Right, but it saves the jobs of this like very conservative old company.
It's about changing your mind. And so that you can watch on the show, us writing it and bits and bobs of it.
So the other thing I'm obsessed with is we are in the midst of a really bad flu season. It is apparently a really bad flu. There's some people who are out for like 2 weeks. And this weekend, I saw a news report about the flu. And now I am convinced I am going to get the flu. I am convinced. I don't have any symptoms, but I am convinced I already have the flu inside, and it's just waiting to explode.
No, I think that's wrong. And you'll definitely get the flu. I think when I've had the first sign of feeling sick, I take these bricks that my sister's a Chinese herbalist and
No, I don't go for any alternative. I want medicine. I want medicine.
Well, then you gotta get a flu shot or
pills.
something.
Yes. So I have been obsessed with this since this weekend.
Okay.
And then
that's wrong.
I did we had my Dr. Sanjay Gupta on CNN on Monday night, who was talking about the flu shot, and then I'm thinking, I'm such an idiot. Why haven't I had the flu shot? I had one last year for the first time. Never in my life have I had flu shots. Now everybody's suddenly getting a flu shot. You get flu shots at Duane Reade. I mean, they have flu. Like you go to McDonald's, they're giving out flu shots.
No, then.
And I feel like, why didn't anybody tell me? I love McDonald's.
Okay.
Why didn't anybody? That's a whole other story. Why didn't anybody tell me I needed a flu shot? And you were supposed to get a flu shot months ago.
You're late.
Months ago.
You're
this
late.
thing has been going around since October. We are now in the peak of the flu season. I feel like no one told me. I'm surrounded by people.
No one told you
Nobody
you should
mentioned
be getting sick?
No, I had my cholesterol tested 2 weeks ago. My doctor didn't mention it. He didn't mention it.
Fine.
No, when I'm not fine, I have flu spores inside me. Anyway.
Well, you know, you could suck on some white flower oil and that kills all the...
I'm not gonna suck on white flower oil. I don't even know what that means. I want medicine. I
Okay,
want modern
get a flu
medicine.
shot.
I'm going to get a flu shot,
Okay.
and I'm going to get it right now.
All right.
We have a nurse practitioner, Kayo, is here. Kayo, can you come up here? Thank you. How are you?
Hi, nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you. Thank you. So now you work actually over the Time Warner Center for
Warner for
CNN.
CNN. Yes, I
Yes.
do.
And all day yesterday, people were saying to me over at CNN, you got to go to the nurse practitioner. She'll give you a flu shot.
It's October.
I know since October. Why hasn't anybody told me? Why didn't they send out a memo?
Can I just say something on behalf of the show? We gave out flu shots to the staff, and you were on the email.
What?
He didn't show up.
You didn't check your email.
Wait a minute.
We gave everybody on the staff flu shots.
Everybody on the
Lauren.
staff has had a flu
Yeah.
shot,
We're
and I haven't had a flu
You
shot.
didn't answer your email.
See, that's why you wouldn't get sick, because none of them were.
This is very. I have to take off. I have to it's up here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right.
I hope you're watching Playgirl.
Does it matter left or right arm?
Are you right-handed or left-handed?
right-handed.
So I'll give it to you in your left arm.
Oh.
Non-dominant.
Okay.
Oh, see,
So
that's
is this-
nice. I thought it was going to be white, but it's gray. It's much
Sorry. Yeah. So is this
Style.
going to? Am I going to get the flu from the shot? No.
No, of course not. Of course
Oh,
not.
doc, you're not a doctor. Lady in the audience is like, yes. So you won't get the
Well,
flu.
if you have the flu in you, like you said,
Yeah.
you probably will get a little sick
Okay.
because the vaccination decreases your immune system a little bit.
Okay.
So if you're already sick, you might get a little fever, a little cough, since
Okay.
you think you have the flu in you already.
Oh, I have flu spores deep inside me. All right.
There we
But
go.
you recommend everybody should get a flu shot
Absolutely, absolutely, especially this year.
this year, especially because it's a really bad one?
Yep.
We were, oh.
There you go.
Oh, okay. That wasn't bad. All right. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
you give me a little Band-Aid.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
That's nice. Thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate it. Up next, we're going to talk the #1 secret you can do right now to get everything you want in 2013. We'll be right back.